Folks, let's talk about the border. On the heels of Donald Trump coming out and interfering with any work to be done down there, and in case you've missed it, Donald Trump got a hold of Mitch McConnell and told him not to make a deal on any kind of work on the border. He wants to run on the border this election because they have nothing else. He wants to run on immigration, so don't make a deal on the border. So there will be no work done on the border. Republicans have decided that, despite the fact that Republicans have been screaming about what a crisis this is and the federal government's failing and all this other crap that they've been saying. They are so concerned about this crisis that they are going to do absolutely nothing for the next 9 months, but say the word border over and over and over again. So, just to frame this for you, let's get a little background information. One, my governor, Greg Abbott, he posts about the border just about every day, and his followers are really stupid. I mean, really stupid. The stuff they believe is insane out there. They think he's actually doing something at the border. He's not. He's not. Drug seizures are federal. They are. If you look at where drugs are seized, arrests are made, it's at the points of entry, it's by federal officers, they are federal charges. 90% of the drugs that come across the border come through the points of entry carried by American citizens, not illegal immigrants, and they are arrested by CBP, Customs and Border Patrol, or other federal agents. That's what's going on down at the border. So whenever you hear them talk about fentanyl, it's the federal government's the only people that are doing anything about it. My governor has wasted $8 billion on theater, on photo ops. He took National Guard troops, Texas National Guard troops, and you know how that works. They're lawyers, they're doctors, they're nurses, they're teachers, they're people with regular 9-to-5 jobs that contribute to local economies. And he ripped them out of their homes, he ripped them out of their economies, and he put them down on the border for nothing. See, folks, immigration is a national issue. What's happening down at the southern border is you have residents of another nation attempting to migrate to this nation. There is no state legal purview in that. That is a completely federal issue. So the Guard being activated by a state, the Guard can be activated by both a state and the federal government. In this case, it was activated by the state for a photo op. For photo ops. They're literally doing nothing, and this is why. They don't have legal authority over immigration at all. They can't make arrests. They can't do anything. He's got them down there taking pictures. That's it. And they like to talk about this razor wire, this, that, and the other. And I hate that it's there because, we had a woman and a couple children drown trying to cross. There's a park down there, a public park. And the reason that they cross at the public park is because my governor has had these draconian laws passed that if these immigrants step on private property, it's trespassing, and now trespassing they're going to imprison you for trespassing. So yeah, they're trying to cross on public lands is what they're doing. So my governor has gotten this little park that's by an it's by an international crowd. You can see the bridge from this park. Okay, it is right by an international crossing. It's called Shelby Park, and he's made a big spectacle out of this one little patch of land. I mean, it's a tiny little park. It's not even a big park. But yeah, so he put razor wire out and all this stuff, and it's not really doing anything but hurting a few people. I mean, it's not affecting immigration, the larger immigrant. It's not like immigrants are lined up to cross at Shelby Park. They're not. They're just not. It's theater, it's show, it's a waste of money. And then my governor acts like he's doing something. And this is why I say his followers are the stupidest of the stupid, the most ignorant of the ignorant. They think he's actually doing something because he claims credit, like Republicans do, for the work Democrats do. It's President Biden's Customs and Border Patrol that are making the arrests. You know, they talk about there were fentanyl seizures. Yeah, by federal agents. X amount of immigrants were engaged at the border. Yeah, by federal agents. Terrorists were arrested trying to cross the southern border. Yeah, by federal agents. Way to go, Joe. But my governor has his followers completely bamboozled into believing that he did that. Yeah, I mean, it's freaking hilarious. When you engage with these people on, and I don't recommend it, on social media, they really believe that Greg Abbott did all this. When all he did was waste my tax dollars on photo ops. Trying to engage in something that you can clearly understand. This is international immigration. No state has purview in this. It's a federal issue. So look, a few things to know about immigration. They like to say, oh, it costs, and they come up with these ridiculous numbers that the state spends. And what they don't tell you is the state's reimbursed by the federal government for most of it. If you actually boil it down to what the state actually spends, immigrants actually contribute more in tax dollars than that costs. The state is actually making a net profit off illegal immigration. Yeah, so while they're screaming, oh my God, it's an invasion. That's the hilarious one to me. It's an invasion now. Folks, there are so many Border Patrol agents down at the border now. 20 years ago, if you compare the numbers to 20 years ago, the number of engagements per Border Patrol agent is half what they were 20 years ago. Yeah, the numbers have gone up, but we have so many more agents down there because Democrats fund it. And I want to leave you with this. Democrats were at the table. They were working on this. Mitch McConnell just said they can't work on it anymore. There will be no border bills. There will be nothing to fix the immigration problem at the border. And it is a problem, and there are things that need to be fixed. But they will not work on that because Donald Trump wants, and Greg Abbott want to run on the border this election. Well, if it's such a crisis, how can you not work on it? It's all theater. It's all theater. And their followers are idiots. So what do you do about it? Humiliate them. Humiliate them. Humiliate them for being idiots. I call them Teds. There was a great article about a guy by the name of Ted Johnson. They were talking about the primaries, Republican primaries, and how this guy went from being a Haley supporter who wanted a uniter to he wants Donald Trump to destroy our government, which Donald Trump is giving speeches about. He's going to do that very thing. He wants to gut our government. No, not going to happen. So what do? We humiliate them. Humiliate them. When Greg Abbott tries to talk tough on the border, remind him he doesn't do shit. He does nothing. He does nothing but waste money. He's a typical Republican claiming credit for what Democrats do. Way to go, Joe. All the arrests, all the seizures, way to go, Joe. Democrats at the table trying to improve the system down there to make it more efficient so it's more cost effective. Way to go, Democrats. Republicans, nothing. They contribute nothing. As always, they're not there to work. They're there for show and to run their mouths and lie. Humiliate them. I love you, folks. This is old Texas Paul out. Y'all have a wonderful day. We'll talk more about the border in the future, I'm sure, because it's going to be an issue this election. Know your stuff. Follow MeidasTouch. Hit that subscribe button. Follow MeidasTouch. Love you folks. This is Old Texas Paul out. Have a great day.
Thanks so much for watching. We're only a few subscribers short of 2 million subs. Please subscribe right now to the MeidasTouch YouTube channel for free and help us grow this unapologetically pro-democracy network.